Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is FEDEX Draconis coming with you with another toy review video. And this week's video, as you can see right in front of you, is focusing on Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy's Optimus Primal. Now, I have been seeing reviews of this particular figure for weeks now, and I am really hyped on this. I have to go ahead and give a shout out to one of my friends from Cybertron's Elite, Russell. Russ was kind enough to let me know that he was on the hunt and he happened to find this at, I think it was a Walmart, I believe. It could have been Target, I don't remember. But the minute he posted it on our GroupMe room, I went ahead and jumped on it, and he was able to deliver. So, dude, 2 thumbs way up. I really thank you. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you get that shout out at the end of this video as well. Anyway, moving on. This video, this figure pretty much I've been looking forward to doing as soon as I got this figure. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the open window which showcases the figure. Now, as you can tell, there's a lot of nice light on there which focuses on the inside, so you're able to see the figure clearly. You can see, I mean, just even, I'm going to zoom in just a bit and just scroll that up a little. There we go, right there. And damn, man, just looking at it, you can sorry about that, folks. So as I zoomed in on it, you can see that wonderful detail in his head sculpt. Oh man, I cannot wait to get this figure out of there. So let's go ahead and just readjust. There we go. Boom. So he's got a lot of good molded detail. You can tell they went all out in trying to make sure that this was show accurate. For anyone that has ever seen the original Beast Wars series, this is really as close to as close to, God, the word escapes me right now. As close to the actual character design from the series. This is like, it just almost jumps at you. Next to the masterpiece Optimus Primal, this comes at a very, very close second. So, man, I cannot wait to get this thing open. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at also some of the box art. And you can tell this is some really good art on here, and I love the way that the art kind of just warps around to the side. That is very awesome looking, and this is a Voyager class figure, so it's a good size on here. So we're gonna go ahead and turn him around on this side, and then of course you see that great looking art that they have for Kingdom. Now, I know you've all heard me say this in the past. I really wish Hasbro had released the artwork in a series of posters, because believe me, I would have one of each at this time. And I'm really liking it. I really am. And I mean, for those that have seen my previous Kingdom reviews of Black Arachnia and Cheetor, Optimus Primal is the next one. Right now I have on pre-order the second wave also, Dinobot and Air Razor from Kingdom. I'm being selective, as a matter of fact, in terms of the figures, but I'm kind of on the fence between the Kingdom Ultra Magnus in his Earth mode. I may wind up getting him after all, so we'll see. But right now, I am on the hunt for Megatron, Beast Megatron. So, but luckily, I do have them on pre-order through Hasbro Pulse. So, here's hoping. Now, I did get a notification this past weekend that my card was charged for Rat Trap, and that should be coming in. So you'll probably see another review next week of this time Kingdom Rat Trap. So keep an eye out for that. And then, of course, in the back we have the product shots of both Primal in his robot mode and in his beast mode. Now, I do have to say, based off of the product shots, I like the robot mode. Even the ape mode has some good qualities. The only problem is he's got a hairy belly, and when I mention hairy belly, I mean this bottom portion here. Now, from what I've seen in other reviews, it does show that this winds up becoming his butt plate. I'm getting all tongue-tied, folks. I'm so damn excited about this figure. His butt plate for robot mode. But I really wish they had just done that regular ape belly. But hey, I mean, what the hell do we know? We're just consumers, right? Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and take another look around, and there we go. And there is Primal in his box glory, man. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and crack him open. And to loosely quote Optimus, let's see how cool he really is. Alright, folks, thank you for waiting. I am back, and there he is, out of his box and ready for battle. As you can tell right off the bat, he's got one of his battle swords on there. His arm cannons already at the ready. Man, this thing is fucking tits, man. This is awesome here, man. Okay, so before we get started, he does have with most of the Kingdom line that is out, it comes with these little cards here, and it's kind of reflective, so the light's going to catch it, but you can tell right off the bat from the top it is an image of Optimus Prime. Now, and I'm pretty sure most of you have already seen this, it does have a reflective holographic image of dead Optimus in space floating out. So that is pretty awesome, and my camera's decided to go ahead and move on its own. Nice. Okay, so, and it's still moving. Okay, so let's see here. Come on, work with me. Alright. Okay, I definitely need to get a different type of mount for this, because it's becoming very, very ridiculous. But anyway, moving on. So here we have Optimus Primal in his robot mode, and he is very awesome. I'm going to go ahead and just bring him a little closer. I'm going to put his arm down, and there he is. And damn, that is one hell of a face sculpt there. The way he looks here is the very same way he looked in the original anime. That is a lot of good molded detail. He's got a great face sculpt. His helmet fits very well. He's got the antennae the way it was. Even his chest, the way they molded that is awesome. Excuse me, that is awesome. The way it's designed and everything, it's as if he did step out of the screen here. Some really good molded details here along the knees. He's got the pistons for his feet, and he's got some good molded detail on that as well. Let's see here, and you can tell, from the looks of it, as the light hits it, he's got like really great hair detail on there. Oh, before we go and move forward, he's got some really great designs on his forearms, and of course his arm cannons, which actually sticks out. So I'm gonna go ahead and push that down, and there is this little tab that you push up like so, and it brings it up, and then you just pull it back up, and there you have it right there. That is pretty awesome looking. Of course, there isn't much to talk about here. I really wish they kind of molded the jets that he uses to take flight in, but I don't know. The one thing that I'm kind of, and I think it's been mentioned before, unfortunately the feet do not fold up, so this kind of works as an ankle spur here, or a heel spur, sorry. But still, I think I can live with that. So that is pretty awesome. I really like this. I mean, this is a really good looking figure. I mean, wow. I mean, this I don't know what else to say. This is, like I said, next to the masterpiece Optimus Primal, this comes as a very close second as one of the best Beast Wars like figures. Now, of course, no discredit to the, I think it's the 10th anniversary release of the Beast Wars, where they went ahead and used the same paint details that Takara had used when Beast Wars was initially released in Japan. That they tried to go ahead and make sure that was really tune accurate. Excuse me, had to take a swig. So there we go here. So now we're going to go ahead and look at articulation. Alright, so for those that didn't see it because the camera was so close, so the head is on a ball joint. It can go 360. He can look up a bit, he can look down, he can look right, he can look left. His arms are on a type of, looks like, yeah, it's on a type of rotating hinge here. His arms can go up, and it's a really tight fit. So has anyone had this type of problem? It's very tight, and don't get me wrong, I ain't complaining. I'd rather that this thing be tight, but I don't want it to the point where it's so tight that I'm afraid to move it because I'm afraid to break it. So but as you may have noticed, he does have a bicep swivel. He's got a bend of over 90 degrees, and of course he does have a wrist swivel, or rotating wrist, so that is pretty cool. He does have a waist swivel. His feet can go and do almost the splits. He can kick back, he can kick back. His butt flap here can go up, which is good. He can kick out. He does have a double knee hinge. And he doesn't have a thigh rotation, but he does have a bit of a calf rotation, and of course he's got the ankle tilt. So that is pretty awesome looking. And of course the calf rotation can only go so far. So I think that's just pretty much due to the way it's constructed and whatnot. So, but that, like I said, is pretty awesome looking. I'm gonna go ahead and push that back down. Now we're gonna go ahead and one other thing I did forget. He does have the side missile launchers, but they're inside the cavity. Now to get that, you need to pull that out. It's always best to raise the head here. So to do that, you have to pull this up. It's on a type of post, and you're able to rotate. Now you just pull out one at a time, like so, because it's in the cavity. And we're going to revisit this portion in a minute during the transformation process. There we go. So there you have him in, with his rocket launchers on here, and shows there's some really good detail on there, and especially with his weapons, very, very reminiscent of the Beast Wars series. That is very awesome. I'm really liking this particular figure. The paint apps are pretty awesome. The details, the molded details and whatnot, very, very nice. I mean, even in the chest area, the spark chamber, you can see, some spots of red on three sides, even, and I'm going to try and show this off, even in the upper, on the thigh joints, you can see some molded details. And of course, you have the cod piece, which I'm not even going to go through there. They're, for obvious reasons, of course, it's already been said. I'm not going to mess with it again, but there's some great details as the light hits it. Oh man, I have to say, Hasbro and Takara, just batted one right out of the park here. I mean, that is awesome. So this is there. That's all there is for this particular figure, or at least in this form. So as we got already one sword out of the way, let's go ahead and detach the other. Now this is a really tight fit, especially in those wrists, and I'm very grateful for that. So now one of the things we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the hands down. We're going to straighten him out just a bit. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and now start the transformation process. Now, one of the first things we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to fold the shoulder pads down. We're going to turn the hands around like so. Oh, well, wait a minute. This way, sorry. We're going to turn the hands like so. Now, this is where, when I was pulling out the rocket launchers, I told you we were going to revisit this portion. So, we're going to go ahead and, while holding the chest, we're going to pull this open. Ugh! Like I said, this is a very tight fit. Now, we're going to lift this portion up, which contains not only Primal's robot head, but his beast head. But before we do, we're going to put these cannons down into the cavity here, and we're going to twist this around. Now, before we go ahead and push that down, we do need to go ahead and lift this head up and then rotate it like so. Once that's done, now we push that down, and we're going to flip this chest piece in on itself. We're going to do this from the bottom. I know it's always customary to do it from the top. We're going to do it from the bottom, and that will reveal the gorilla chest. So I'm going to go ahead and push that back in, and you can see that marvelous pudding right there. But we're not done yet because we still got the lower part. So before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and turn this around. And it's like I said, it's just like the Beast Wars variation. So this back piece here, you need to go ahead and flip this down, and you're going to lift it up and twist it. And there we go. Now before we continue any further, we're going to go ahead, and these foot pads, robot foot pads, are going to fold up like so. And we're going to push this down. Well, not push, but bend this down. So, like so. Okay. Now, at this point, we're going to take this flap, and that will make his butt flap. Now, the one thing that not really all that jazzed on is the fact that, you know, that it doesn't really cover up the robot kibble. I wish it did, honestly, but it still shows off, you know, all that robot. So now and I think we got it. Yay. I was trying to see if I can try and cover that up. There we go. Oh, okay. That's a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to try and zoom in just a bit. Oh, that is nice. That is so fucking precious there. Now, of course, unfortunately, you do still see robot kibble here, and along the sides, and especially the back of his heels because of all the robot stuff. And you do see some escaping off the sides. But all in all, that is a very, very good good robot mode, or I should say good, you know, 8 mode. Very, very nice. Very, very reminiscent. Yes, I am zooming in because I do want to get a really nice look at him. That is freaking awesome. I like the way they did his eyes. I really do. Man. So, alright. So, there he is in ape mode. I'm going to zoom him out. Still has a bit of the same articulation around his arms. You can lift his head up just as I did. He can turn this way. He can look in a different direction. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. I have to say, I never had the original Optimus Primal, at least in the 8 mode. I think I had him in the 2-pack where it had the crocodile and the bat when the Beast Wars line first started. I no longer have those, unfortunately. So, but other than that, I'm liking this so much. So there is one other thing too. You can get him in a standing pose. So to do that, we need to go ahead and pull the feet down, and we're going to, there is a hinge right here, which you're going to go ahead and just fold that up like so. We're going to do the same with the other side. All right. And all right, and I'm going to tilt the head down. And then we're going to twist his hands like so. And like that. Alright. Okay, so there he is, ready to fight and battle. Alright, yes. I gotta remember that when I get and review Beast Megatron. So, man, I'm really liking this. Now, like I said, mine's is a bit stiff, but I don't mind that. I rather that he be, really stiff and tight than to be loose and wobbly. Because, I mean, let's face it, that is, I can shake it all the way, and he still retains his pose. So, damn, that is so awesome, man. I can't say how much more about this. So, alright, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead, get him back into robot mode, and then from there, do size comparisons with a couple of other War for Cybertron, figures, and then I'll give you my final thoughts and ratings. Alright, so I am back, and I had to take a few shots here. So here we got both Primes, or both Optimus, doing the old fist bump. And like I said, I really like the way this figure, really stands out. I've seen so many reviews on him. Like I said, he, there aren't, too many issues. There is some the tightness involved, but you know what? I can live with the tightness on that. That is awesome. Wow. So as you can tell, Primal kind of scales a little bit smaller than Optimus, but again, it's doable. It's livable. I really like it. I cannot say enough about this. This is definitely, next to the Masterpiece, which unfortunately I don't have, but next to the Masterpiece, this is definitely the most definitive Optimus Primal I have ever had my pleasure of owning. Man, this is something that I will take with me to my grave. Okay, so time to go ahead and rate this. On a scale of 1 through 10, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9. Mostly the tightness issues, like I said, it's not a major problem, but it is one thing. Also, something I hadn't noticed, or not hadn't noticed, but something I hadn't mentioned as of yet, this little gap here. I wish they had done a little bit more with trying to go ahead and get that a little bit more flushed, but you know what, I guess it's not like you're going to be looking down over them all the time, depending on what shelf you have them, but most of the time, like in poses like this, I like that. You'd hardly ever notice it, but other than that, that is about it. So let me ask you all, have you had the opportunity to find him? Because he is difficult. Unless you've already gotten a pre-order, or you've done a pre-order for Primal through Hasbro Pulse, when he was first released last year during PulseCon. Have you been able to find him now that he's out on retail shelves? And if so, do you like him? Do you hate him? What is your opinion on this figure? Leave me your thoughts, your comments in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to this channel. Every subscription, every like, every view helps out my channel immensely. And of course, I am so grateful because I just recently checked my analytics, and the last time I checked, I was already past the 50 mark. That's halfway to my original goal that I've been wanting to at least get over 100 subscribers this year, or I should say, within a certain period of time. At this point, I'll be grateful if I do make 100, but I can't do it without your help. So please go ahead and put that out there. So at this point in time, I have nothing further to say about this figure. I love it. I honestly cannot wait till I get my hands on the big purple dinosaur right now. I'm not talking about Barney here. So hopefully within the next, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to grab, Beast Megatron, and that pair will be complete. So other than that, this is Phoenix Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.